Thank you and welcome. All right. So you are now on the spot. Fire away.
One of the things I'm still having a lot of trouble with, when I go ahead and download any logo, no matter what size or anything, I'm still having tons of trouble making it look nice when I send it to the end user when it appears on the clothing. It's very just broken up and, you know, looks like it's like it's very digitized.
Look at your screen. Look at your screen right now.
Okay.
What does it say? All right. So what we're doing right now is we're going to take the purpose of this webinar is to actually fire away at some of the most common questions. We've prepared literally 12 questions from our vantage point from what we see are the most common questions we get a month, 2, 5, 6 months after someone's been using our platform. However, we want to start with answering and addressing your question. The purpose of today is not to take the time to answer every question you have. The purpose is to identify what questions you have so we can reach back out and schedule one-on-one sessions. It's amazing to us how often we believe that people know how to use certain aspects of the platform, but then we're presented with information like, no, you know what, I don't know how to do this. So first part of this is going to be fire away with any questions you have. With the purpose, we're going to, if we can't answer on the fly, we will. If not, we're going to reach back out and we're going to schedule one-on-one sessions to go through your list with you. Okay?
Okay.
So be patient, hang on, because you're going to be next. We're going to put you on the spot. What's your most number one question, burning question? Images. We get the question all the time. However, to be fair, Karen, the question we don't get is what actually you shared at the end, which has nothing to do with TUO, and that's production artwork.
I've used so many different artists, and no matter what, it's very pixelated when it comes out onto the, you know, on their, when I'm done with the site and I send them the link.
So let's go through the steps. What form do you get the original logo from your client?
They do put it in either a PNG file, and I even went is it Pixlr.com to try to bring it down, to shrink it down, thinking that would help. We
talked about that, and you shouldn't shrink down if you're trying to create an image that you certainly shouldn't use Pixlr or Lunapic or any of those if you're trying to create production artwork.
No, it's after production. Then I take what they've given me when theirs doesn't work, the artist. So I try to do it on my own to save myself money because I'm paying these artists by the hour.
All right. So it all goes back to, I offered this to you last week. If you would put us in touch with your graphic artists, it would be easier to solve the problem with them. Yeah. What they're giving you is in the wrong format, and it's very easy to solve that. So to save everyone time, offer stands. You have my email address. Just have them identify that they work with you. Reach out. We'll have a 15-minute session to show them how to prepare the artwork so that it can be used in online stores with TUO.
Perfect. Easy.
It is by far the number one question we get, especially with new users. All right, Aaron, you're on the spot. How long have you been using TUO? So I'm logged in as you. Pretend this is your dashboard, right? All right, watch this. This is magic. This is like, wow. Ready? See that button there? Click on it. Have you ever clicked on the TUO Connect button? See this little button right here?
Mm-hmm.
Click on that. And what you're going to do is say, you know what? Hi, I'm Aaron. This is my telephone number. This is my email. Next Monday, next Tuesday, next Wednesday, at this time, I would like to have an intro session on TUO.
So for fundraising, I've only ever used the Spirit Store. Can you just take me through basics of the fundraising? If a customer wants to up their rate, you know, and make a little money for the school, does that have the ability to? Do your pages have the ability to do this? Because otherwise, then like.
All right. So you asked two questions at one time. Is that your question right there? You asked two questions. I'm going to answer one of them and point out the other to you. Ready?
Yep.
So I'm going into the catalog of a store, right?
Yep.
I'm going to go into what we call the product detail. So on every store, when you add items into a store, you can click on a box that actually takes you into an enormous amount of detail for that product. Product descriptions, the image. All right, so at the very bottom, there's a little tab that says report tags. So Karen, to go back to your example, very common. I need to give $5 back. I've included in the price of the item, but $5 of this item is going to go back to my team. What you do is you go into the product or the products that will be tagged to give money back. Fundraising is what it's typically called. We all know it's not fundraising. It's a kickback. It's a rebate. All right, so that's our secret. We're in on that secret too. All you need to do is go to the report tag and add 2 pieces of information. The first is the description of what you're going to want your reports to track. In this case, I'll put back to team. The second one is the monetary value, $5. I click save, and now every item that's sold in that online store that you've identified, a certain amount's got to go back to the team. That will actually come out in your reports so that you don't have to go through all of the products and calculate how much do I owe my team.
Wow, and you have to do it item.
By item, yes you do. Aaron, do you know what the different store types are? I log into my dash and I see things like Club Store. I see Team Store. And then honestly, what most people set up are Spirit stores. We have 3 different store types, 2 basic store types. Let's start there. Store type number 1, any store that is based on a roster. So I have a roster of 1,500 players in a soccer club. I have a roster of 150 players on a lacrosse club. I have a roster of 500 employees for a company that I'm selling corporate apparel to. Club and team stores are roster stores. They're stores in which I actually have a roster, and I already have a list of who exactly is going to be invited to shop in the store. Difference between club and team, real simple. A club store has multiple teams underneath it. So I've imported a 1,500 soccer club roster, and there are 30 teams of players underneath each. I would set my store up as a club store that handles those players across 35 different teams. Very advanced, very complex technology. And we're the only ones in the industry that offer roster-based technology. So if you ever come across a situation in which I can get my hands on a list, a roster, an employee list, we would encourage you to set up a store either as a club or a team, which are both roster-based, because once you launch that store, you're done. You don't have to do any more work. Automatically sends invites to everybody. You can go in and monitor who's come in and actually bought, who hasn't. And you can even set it up so that there are reminder alerts go out. So club and team are roster-based. Spirit is not. It's an open store. You can password protect it, or you can keep it open and let anybody shop. Those are the only differences between the 3 store types. All right, I'm going to randomly click through a couple of other issues, common questions that we get. You tell me when to stop. Do you know how to create a marketing flyer, Karen? I set up stores, right? I'm in my dash. This one's open. The women's rugby is open. Ready? There's a magic button there.
1, 2, 3, go.
Once my store is set up, I click on PDF Flyer. In a few simple clicks, I can easily create a marketing flyer that promotes this store simply by doing the following. Number 1, I click on PDF Flyer. Number 2, I name it. This is the rugby flyer, right? Number 3, I choose which layout template I want to use. We have 3 different ones. Standard, what used to be in the TUO platform from a long time ago. Catalog, it actually includes as many items as it can from the store. It's great when you want to show the full spectrum of products that are going to be available in an online store. And a promotional. Promotional adds an extra banner that you can use to populate the bottom, a sale, a discount, what have you. All right, so a couple clicks. I'm going to make some real quick decisions. I can't do it on this one because I don't have a logo to upload. I'm going to do detailed product information on that. I'm going to add the items that I want, as simple as this. All right, I'm going to add this one. These are the items I want featured in the flyer. All right. Then, do I want a QR code on it? Does everyone know what a QR code is? Aaron, do you know what a QR code is? TinyURL, do you know what TinyURL is? Okay, so TinyURL, there are 2 ways to make it easier for your shopper when they receive the flyer to find the store. This is the full URL for the store. If I click on TinyURL, TinyURL is actually an online tool that will condense any long website URL into its own unique shortened URL. So this is actually the URL for your store. Or I can create a custom one. All right. After I've made some choices like that, I simply click Create Flyer. Karen, your graphic artists are actually producing it for us right now. So, so a couple clicks, I just created that flyer. It took about 30 seconds. Oops, sorry. I can print it out. I could send it by email. So this is a QR code. So a QR code is that little box you see. It's actually a unique code that, generally speaking, drives you to a website. So I print out this flyer. I brought it to an event. I'm handing out the flyer. Mom, dad, kid takes out their smartphone and they take a snapshot of the QR code, and it takes them directly into your online store. But now QR codes are embedded in the camera of all new smartphones. To simply take a picture of it and it pops a website. Have you ever cloned a store? All right, so let's take a couple seconds to make sure we're all clear on that. So reopen stores, frankly, it's a major pain in the rear for us. We had 4 this morning, in which I opened the store, I closed it. A month later, I'm going to make that store available to a different group. So I had the spring team, and now I got the fall team. So I reopened the store. I just changed the dates. You can do that. There's a huge problem with that. Every order from spring carries over in that store. So when you go to fulfill the orders, you'll have all the orders from spring, and it will be a mess. You can reopen a store as long as the audience shopping in it are going to be the same. But generally speaking, it's always better to just clone a store because it wipes out all the orders from the past store. Have any of you added users to an account? Now, you'll have to get permission from whomever manages your TUO account, but you can add as many users to your account as you want. All right, let's talk about product libraries. So when you add items into a store, how do you get them into that store? This is called your catalog. This is after I've added the products, the images, the descriptions, the price points, the colors, etc. All right, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to say, you know what? How do I go find the items to add into a store? And generally, there are 2 ways that it's done. Let me go back to the store here. So I'm in a catalog. Notice at the very top, there's a button that says Search Products. And I bet you didn't even know it was there. Because it's amazing to us how many folks that use TUO don't know that we actually maintain product libraries. So there are 2 product libraries available to you when you're going to add items in a store. The reason we separate these 2 in this one here is about 150 to 200,000 SKUs, products, descriptions of all of the top brands our clients sell. The reason we separate this database from this one, Sanmar, Alpha Brodeur, is because these libraries are actually live feeds. They are a direct connection from our technology to Sanmar Web Design Services Group to be exact, or Alpha Brodeur. These here we upload about quarterly. Augusta, Holloway, Nike, Under Armour, you name the brands, they're likely in here. These here are live feeds. The difference being, that means when I go to add a Sanmar product into my store, I know the SKU is correct, product description is current and correct, the name of the product is correct, even the images that are in the database are correct. So there is a full library of over 250,000 SKUs of some of the top selling brands. Not every brand is in there yet, but probably within the next 6 months, I can say confidently, every brand probably will be in there because they are all reaching out to us like you wouldn't believe to get their products hooked up with our platform. Anything you want to cover that you came into this session saying, I absolutely have to know about. Did you know you can edit orders on your own? So I placed an order last night. The next day, I'm a shopper and I want to change the size. It's something that, frankly, not a lot of our clients know they can do on their own. What they do is reach out to us and they ask our customer support team, can you change the order? So I'm not going to show you how it's done today, but Karen, the next time we do a session, there are some restrictions, but it's not important to cover them right now. But generally speaking, about 80 to 90% of the orders that people want you to change, you can do it on your own. All right, which of you are actively market? Email marketing campaigns, digital marketing, social media. We do print advertising for our business. Yeah, how do you promote your business? That's how it works. However, you don't know that you might have one of the most powerful marketing tools as a result of using TUO. Again, not going to go in depth, but I'll give you a very simple example. I set up a store. I had 150 people come in and shop, right? It's about a month or two after the store is closed. I've done my fulfillment. Now what do I do? And by the way, the reason we mentioned it today is this is a perfect time of year to do what we're about to tell you, what you can do. Number one, I'm gonna go back to that store. It happened to be Rugby. I'm going to my store reports, and I'm actually going to pull a customer contact list with a real simple click right there. Obviously, this is a demo demo account we set up, and right with one click, I can export this report, and I can actually have the best email marketing list. So what I'm going to do next, those 150 people who shopped in my Rugby store 3 months ago, I'm going to put a simple email campaign together. I'm going to set up an online store just for them, and I'm going to invite them to come into this online store to buy more stuff that I just set up for them. Inside your platform, every store which you sell, you're developing a phenomenal and a goldmine customer database. Use it. If your company's not using it, reach out to us and say, tell me the ways in which we can put this to use, and we'll help you. One final subject, and then Facebook stores. All right, so we have 2 levels of Facebook integration. When you're setting up a store, you click on a button. Do I want to actually include the like and share button? Yes or no? The second level, which again, not a criticism, but a lot of our clients don't have a clue that this exists. But let's say you're setting up a fundraising store, Karen, the same store that you were talking about earlier. You want to get your organization involved to help you promote the store so sales ramp up significantly. What you can also tell them is, you know what, not only are we going to set up the store, but we can put it inside your Facebook fan page. This is actually our Facebook fan page. And you will see we keep a sample demo store right inside our fan page. And you can offer to do this for any of your clients. It's a store that actually is fully shoppable. They can do everything, including checkout, right from a fan page. Now, this is something we brought, it's a feature we added about 2.5 years ago. It's only in the last, let's say, 7, 8, 9 months that all of a sudden, this is becoming a very hot. Hey, I want to set up a Facebook's fan page for a client. How do I do it? So, Aaron, do you pull reports for stores?
Yes.
All right. This is a very common question. I'm trying to add SKU into one of the reports. How do I do that? All right.
Good question.
It matters not. Let's do it with the personalization report. And again, simple thing that a lot of people don't know about. What you do is you say, here's the base report that works for me to do what I want to do. And you see that little button right there, edit report?
Mm-hmm.
What that does is that creates an opportunity for you to create a custom report. I'll call this the SKU personalization report. And I'll click off the caps lock and redo it, but I'm not going to waste your time. So it's got all the main information that the personalization report has, and with a simple click, it says, okay, I want to add the SKU information to this report. And then all I do is click apply, and I've actually saved a custom report. It's actually in this little tab at the bottom, which is a full list of all the customers customized reports have set up. We get a lot of calls 3 or 4 a day. Why doesn't your full report include this information? Why doesn't your units report include this information? And our answer is it can with a click. Did you also know you can forward any report to whomever you want?
No, I use the report thing too, but I didn't know you can put it.
Yes. Any report you set up for any store, you can easily add an email recipient or several recipients, my client, the club manager, the coach of a team. Pick the report you want to set up so that it's sent automatically, and then you pick the time frame. How often is it sent out? What day? What time? And it will do it until the store is closed.
It's just so they have an update of like what's selling, what's not kind of thing?
Bingo. Or you have an outside contractor that does embroidery and silkscreen for you. You're going to send them the personalization report every Monday, which is basically their production report for that week. Isn't that cool?
That's so cool.
It is so cool. All right. You've been good sports. We're going to wrap this up because we're way past the time we said that we would commit to. We'll do one last shot. Go ahead.